Hello guys, and welcome back to the CryEngine free SDK tutorial series. In this video I'm going to be pretty much advancing on what I covered last time. Last time I covered custom material creation. In this video I'm going to allow you to bring your scene to life a little bit more through basically time of day. So you can play with different time of day. You can make it dark, you can make it bright, and of course that will affect your materials from the last video. Also you'll be able to change around all the different parameters that come with that, including fog, sun intensity, color intensity, sky intensity, and all that other cool stuff. So first of all, let's just go ahead and bring up the time of day interface. To do that, you just go to terrain, time of day. Pretty simple, hey? Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to go over the basic interface. Here we've got our graph, which is going to be showing us the different lighting on the time of day. Over here we've got 0 o'clock, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and there should be 24 just about there. So anyway, this is basically our keyframe system. Once we go into actually changing values, we will have keyframes. So let's just drag this across and see how the sun reacts. Well, the light reacts. So let's just drag this along. I'm gonna try get a basic view towards the sun as well. Here we go. And let's just drag this across. Up, here comes the sun. I can move this up and down. And here we go, over, and it goes back to night again over at 24. So let's just bring this back to 0 again. Okay, so by default you should all know that the time of day is going to change. So if I just stand in this match quickly and maybe give it 30 seconds, you will see that it will change pretty much really quickly. However, I'm not just going to stand in here and let it change. Just due to the fact that I've got it set to 0.1, whereas it's 1 by default. So if I go in now, you will see the change very fast. And here we go, here comes the horizon, sun goes up, and is heading towards the other side of the map, and will go to night. So you can use this to pretty much determine how long a whole day in game is going to take. So let's say I want it to take twice as long, which would be something like, I'm not too sure, maybe a minute, maybe 30 seconds. It would be something like 0.5. Or if you want it to be maybe a couple minutes, you can set it to 0.1. However, I wouldn't advise doing it something really quick, as you want the player to really capture the atmosphere throughout the whole level. It's just a matter of perspective. Anyway, we've got our start time and end time. So let's say I do this and change this to there. Nothing's gonna change there. These are just basically static values. You can change them, or you can just go through them again. Like, you can change it so it starts at 12, finishes at 15, and it will go back to 0. So let's say I do this to 1, and then go and play around with that. Control G, it will change all the way up to 15, and then go back. Just give that a moment. Here comes the sun, up. It shouldn't get to night time. It should just disappear sometime soon. There we go, boom, and it's finished. And it just stops completely. It's not going to go anywhere else. It's just going to sit there and pretty much do exactly what I want. Okay, so now let's go into the graph system. We've already covered the basics of going through here and just changing the time of day. However, that's just the very basics. Over here to our right, we have a whole bunch of different parameters that we can play around with. Over here we've got our sky, so we can change the sun color, sky color, and then we've got our fog, sky light, which basically changes sun intensity, and then multiplier. We're only going to basically play around with these ones. You can play around with sun rays effect. This is basically crepuscular rays, I believe. I haven't played with it myself, but that is what it should be. So let's say I go to something like 9. You'll see that it's gone up. Okay, so let's say I'm at noon right now. This is pretty much what I'm going to be playing around with by default. So, let's go ahead and try change the sun color. We got this very awkward, disgusting color at the moment. Let's give it this sort of tint of blue. Press OK, and now it's changed. You'll notice that we've also got our RGB that has been changed. This is basically what it is over here. RGB. Red, blue, and green. Which you can see on the graph over here. And you can see that varying based on the time. So each keyframe that you go through, you'll realize that it changes, not only down here, but up here too. Okay, so let's go ahead and oh crap. Let's go ahead and change 0, which is pretty much going to be midnight. I'm going to change my sun color to something very red. You know, very not nice. Here we go. 0. Let's play around with this. And let's change this to red, just like we wanted. And I'm not too sure why it's not working. Give me a second. Okay, that's why. My sun color multiplier is on 0 simply because it's noon, meaning there's no light. I feel kind of stupid for doing so, but I can just simply turn that up and it will be 15. But for now, I'm just going to leave that back to 0. Nothing's going to change. However, if I go to noon and then I change that, I will see a pretty big change. Let's change this to a nice, lovely red. And at 18 I'm gonna make this blue. Actually not, I'm gonna make this pink, because pink is always a cool color. Here we go. I'm gonna change the sun multiplier up here to something like 2. Nice and pink. So if I go ahead and go back and play this, you'll see it's going from dark now, and it should start to change color any second to the blue that I think I set. Here we go, we got that sort of blue tint coming on, and now red, and we should see pink any moment. Oh, my bad. I forgot to set this back to 20, well, was it 23, and then 59. So, let's just go ahead and continue playing this, and this time we should actually get to the pink color that I set it at. There we go. We just went for the nice lovely pink color, which is really awesome. Okay, so another one of the values that we can play around it with is fog global density. This is basically the amount of fog that we're going to have in our scene. So for the time being, I'm just going to go to noon, as it'll allow you to see it in the best way possible. So let's just go ahead and change this from 0.189 to something like 50. You are going to see a hell of a lot of fog, and yeah, I want you all to bear in mind that this fog is pretty much global, you know, like global illumination. It's going to be everywhere. So for here, it's just going to be pretty much everywhere. I can toy around with this however much I want. Let's say I really want to capture the atmosphere. It was in a sort of foggy, disgusting swamp. I can set this up to something like 100 or maybe 1500, and I won't be able to see whatsoever. I can just about see at the moment. However, I would not advise flying around in this. The reason why I just changed there is simply due to the time changing. So you want to make sure you play around with that on all of the different keyframes rather than just the one, or you can do it individually. Okay, so we've covered sun color, global density, fog density, and we got sky color. We can change that around too. So let's just go ahead and give that a go. Here we go. Sky color. Oops. Basically, the sky color is just changing the tint. It's very nice and useful. You won't actually see it up here. You'll just see a very awkward color change, which isn't so much affecting the meshes around. I'm not going to go over anything else like moon color. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Skylight, we can change this around. Let's say we got the color, I'm not going to bother with that. But the intensity, I'm going to show you the basics. I can turn that up. Boom, 90, it's really bright. And then I can change this up to something like 1500. Boom, it is stupidly bright. And we've got these somewhat sort of depth of field effect going on in the background. It's stupidly bright. Let's say I turn up my sun rays visibility, we're gonna get something real nice. Let's change this to something like 15, and then I just need to get somewhere where I can actually get the cool sun ray effect. So it's just completely gone and is useless. Here we go. Let's go back to the required time. You can't see it as well as you can in Unreal Engine, but you will get them. Anyway, this is about all I really want to show you in this tutorial. You should have the basics of time of day. You should be able to make your environments react properly with both your materials and certain times, so you can adjust specularity and other things of that nature. You should be able to go over fog, so you can add to the atmosphere if needed. So yeah, that's about everything I want to do. In the next video, I'm going to be covering basic object placement and vegetation presets. So thanks for watching, comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video sometime soon. Goodbye.